Tank said he's now the new face of boxing. What do you think?
For sure, he's the face of boxing. I don't have no problem with saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he deserves everything that's coming to him. He's the face of boxing for sure.
And he's that guy. You talked about how good Shakur is. Do you think people sleep on Tank's skills? Because they just see him as a knockout artist?
Who sleep on Tank's skills? Nah, nobody sleep on Tank. Like,
well, I just go because so many people just think he's a knockout artist, but I think they underestimate his boxing IQ.
And back in 2021 in August, I sparred Tank, and he's skilled. Like, he's skillfully. Like, he's like, you can watch me fight. You know, I'm skilled. When I got in the ring with him, he's skillfully great. He's great. Like, Tank is all the way around a great fighter for sure. He's for sure like Shakur the man. Tank the man too. Tank the man to beat right now because he got the popularity and the skill. You know what I'm saying? Shakur the man right now, but he's just not as popular as
Davis. Keyshawn, this new guy, he's 140 pounds. He's not bad.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis. That's him right there, isn't it?
Ooh, no, I thought he was.
Ooh, there you go right here.
Oh yeah,
it's a young guy.
Nice combinations.
He's quick.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's a harder puncher.
Vant Davis recently stirred excitement online by revealing details about a past sparring session involving Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis, and given Tank's long-standing rivalry with Stevenson dating back to their amateur careers. Any mention of sparring naturally sparks speculation about potential future bouts. Tank himself comes from an elite amateur background, having faced several top fighters long before turning professional, including the now famous gym footage with Devin Haney that circulated widely, but many behind-the-scenes sessions have never been publicized, including his work with Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, a Tokyo 2020 Olympic silver medalist, has successfully transitioned to the professional ranks with a strong record, multiple knockouts, and a growing reputation as one of the most dangerous lightweights in the division. Analysts note that his speed, technical skill, and confidence make him one of the few fighters capable of genuinely challenging Tank. And with Keyshawn now openly calling for the fight, the hype is building, hinting that this potential matchup could emerge as one of the most anticipated lightweight showdowns in the sport.
Keyshawn Davis has called out Tank. He said he once shared the ring with Tank at the age of 16 and the age of 21. He's now 25 years old. And he said he never had a problem with Tank in those two sparring matches. Now, let me tell you something. Frank also sparred Tank a while back and claimed that he hurt Tank. You say you never had a problem with Tank, and that's cool. Frank Martin said he actually hurt Tank during the sparring match. Now, if that's true, I don't know. But here this past weekend, Frank got in the ring with Tank.
Keyshawn Davis has expressed confidence in his ability to defeat Gervonta "Tank" Davis in a professional fight, noting that during their sparring sessions, he never felt uncomfortable or overpowered, while also providing further context in interviews by explaining that both he and Tank adopt an aggressive, offense-focused style when sparring, which often prioritizes attacking over defense. He acknowledged that their approaches are quite similar and admitted that Tank was able to land several clean shots during their rounds. Yet those sessions were valuable in helping him understand Tank's tendencies and strategies, ultimately boosting his confidence as he prepares for potential future matchups.
I just remembered you sparred Tank as well, right?
Yeah.
When you sparred Tank, what did you learn about yourself when that happened?
I learned that I can hang in there with the elite level. I feel like I can take a punch because he caught me with, well, I remember he caught me with two good shots. He caught me with one good hook, and he caught me with one good straight. And knowing Tank, like, you don't know really to expect when you get caught with a good shot. So he told me I can really take a punch. Told me I can box with the best and shit. I feel like Tank, he tested me. He tested my skill in a way where I always had to like stay sharp, watch out for his power, and just be real defensive. Because I'm not really a defensive fighter. Even though I got great defense, I love fighting like Tank does. So he had me fighting a style that I don't usually fight, and I feel like I got better and I capitalized it. And I learned a lot from sparring Tank, man. Shouts out to Tank.
What's that like in the ring? Kind of like you said, before you get hit, you're kind of like, shit, this is Tank. Well, what is this going to feel? Is that just a question you get answered once you get popped? It's like, okay, now I know how I take it. Now I know where it's at.
For sure. That's what every boxer, even in a real fight, if the dude is not a hard puncher, but you still try to see me punch, like, you probably get hit, boom. Oh, that shit wasn't that bad. Shake it off. And if that shit come again, you can be confident, like, boom. You feel me? So it's really like, once you take that first hit, like, that shit ain't nothing. Or if you get hit, boom. Okay, he not gonna hit me that no more. You feel me? You always gotta get the hit to really know how you want to fight your.
Keyshawn Davis appears confident following his sparring sessions with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, expressing appreciation for the experience as it allowed him to better gauge his own abilities and adapt to handling powerful punches. And he has also commented on Tank's notable knockout of Frank Martin, describing it as a memorable moment for boxing, while praising both fighters for putting on an entertaining and thrilling display for the fans.
When we went on the other day with Antonio Tarver, Keyshawn seen the video and retweeted it. What do you think about him wanting that fight with Tank, even though it's like, it's obviously so many years above him, but I think
Keyshawn should be trying to get his win back with Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz beat him just before he turned pro. Andy Cruz beat him 4 times. Handle that business, then come at Tank.
You know, he said that he sparred Tank 2 times, never had a problem.
Everybody, I mean, it's a possibility. You know, everybody will say that because they want people to watch their next fight. You know what I mean?
Feel like Tank ain't excited about no sparring anyway. When you get on that level, you ain't tripping about no sparring.
Yeah.
And Tank spar, he ain't gonna Tank gonna work with you. You know, he'll work with you. He ain't go hard with Keyshawn.
Tank got a heart. That's what Kenny's saying. You know, he got a heart. So what do you think? What do you think, Mick? You think that's too early for Keyshawn?
Oh man, hell yeah.
The last performance he had, or was it 2?
Yeah, no, we got to see him versus. I'd like to see him versus somebody like
I like him, but don't step out too fast. You know what I'm saying? He got rocked.
Yeah, he can fight. He can fight. You know what? I like him and Abdullah in the near future.
I want to see Keyshawn and Abdullah Mason.
Yeah, that's what I just said. In about a year, I'd like to see that. Yeah. I think Abdullah get him once he get a little more experience.
Abdullah Mason is next one at 135. I'm trying to tell everybody, they ain't listening.
Oh.
Yeah.
When asked about challenging Tank Davis to a fight, Keyshawn Davis responded calmly, explaining that they once shared a friendly relationship, but that things changed after Tank sent inappropriate text messages. And although they were able to discuss the situation, their relationship was never quite the same afterward, leading Keyshawn to suggest that a professional fight between them is likely to happen at some point in the future.
Just in terms of what I said, for real, I just feel like, Tank wasn't never really like on my radar for real. Like, he wasn't like, I never had a problem with Tank. He was always cool, and I was just like, when we run into each other, we gonna run into each other and shit. But it was a little situation that we had a disagreement on, and he had DM me. So after the DM, I just took it to another level, because I feel like, once you kind of disrespect me in a way that I don't give a fuck, once you disrespect me, all the floodgates are open. And I felt like that DM was disrespectful. And we have after his fight, we exchanged words in the DMs, and we kind of like hashed it out type shit. Okay. But I had already made my post on Facebook, and I wasn't going back on what I had said, because at the end of the day, I still want to fight you. Also, we got a little history. We don't got to be cool, but it's like we're not really friends. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna go back and be like, I'm gonna take that shit down because we hashed it out. Nah, that shit's staying up there, because we are gonna fight one day. Whatever you want to make.
When questioned about his own abilities, Keyshawn Davis displayed clear confidence, stating that he believes in himself and feels capable of defeating Gervonta "Tank" Davis, referencing their shared history in boxing and noting that a fight between them would be an exciting spectacle for fans, while also asserting that he considers himself among the top lightweights in the division and is confident he can provide Tank with a highly competitive challenge.
Well, stylistically, you know, whatever it is in your style and your skill set, or even beyond style, like your temperament as a man and as a fighter, what is it that you think you have that could be a remedy for Tank in the ring? You could beat him.
I just feel like I'm the best at 135, period. I came into the game with this confidence, and I got the same confidence. Again, like, me and Tank got a little history, so, like, we got a little history. Like I never spoke on Tank like that. First time I ever spoke on it, you feel what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm the best at 135, man. It's time for me to prove it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I think I can do this better than Tank. I can knock Tank out and I can do this and that and third. No, I'm not gonna do that. He's a hell of a fighter. I'm a hell of a fighter. But what I said on my Facebook post, it was just me keeping it real. And just how I felt. And how I feel is this stands. I feel like I'm the best at 135 and I'm here to fight the best.
Keyshawn Davis also discussed his fighting style and how he would approach a potential matchup with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, highlighting what he sees as key advantages, including his taller frame and greater reach, which he believes would make him a challenging opponent in the ring. And while he acknowledged Tank's speed and agility, he suggested that those qualities might be less effective against his own approach, ultimately emphasizing his confidence that he possesses multiple attributes that could give him the edge against the Baltimore boxing star.
Actually, I think after the time you sparred him the second time at 21, we did an interview and you praised his defense. You're like, I knew this guy could punch, but I didn't know he was slick like that. But yet you're bigger, that you're taller than him and putting on size even at lightweight, and you're a big lightweight. So you already said, I'm not going to say I could do this or I could do that, but just stylistically, what would that fight look like? Because lately you've been throwing lots of combinations and not too many guys are standing there to throw 3, 4, or 5 shots in front of Tank. They're too concerned about what's coming back. So what do you think it would look like?
Right. Well, with a fighter like me, man, like I'm gonna talk about myself. I'm not gonna talk about him.
Yeah.
Talk about myself. With a fighter like me, you cannot stand right there in front of me and just think you're gonna block all these shots. I'm not talking about him, because Pedraza tried to do the same thing with me, and Nair Albright. So you can't just sit right there in front of me and try to play defense with me. It's just not gonna work. I'm too smart. I'm too fast, and I hit hard. I really do. So you're not gonna want to sit right there with me. You feel what I'm saying? So okay, boom. Naturally, I'm the bigger fighter. Okay, cool. I'm smart. I don't get hit in fights. I don't, so that's number 2. I'm confident. I just feel like in terms of like me, I'm bigger, I'm strong. I just feel like in terms of me, man, I got the whole package. I got the whole package. And people probably say that about him, but I'm bigger, I'm younger, I'm just as fast, I'm strong. I might not be the hardest hitting 135, but I got power. You feel what I'm saying? So
Keyshawn Davis also reflected on his knockout victory over Jose Pedraza, describing it as a statement win that elevated his profile, provided greater recognition, and boosted his confidence. And he explained that the success of that fight gave him the belief and motivation to start challenging some of the biggest names in the lightweight division.
You know, you wound up knocking out Pedraza in the same rounds he did, 6 rounds. To Tank's credit, when he did it, Pedraza was undefeated. He was a world champion at that time, but still, you did it in 6 rounds. What do you think that tells us, the fans and the viewers, media?
I think it more so tells the viewers that, okay, Keyshawn is on that. I want to say on that, because y'all always want to say Shakur, Tank, fucking Ryan Garcia level, whatever the fuck that is. But I want to say, like, okay, I'm stamped on that shit. Like, I'm stamped, like, okay, I respect that, but it's always going to take that one fight for me to get that, like, a Teofimo or, like, a Baranchik. For y'all to be like, damn, Keyshawn is ready. But in terms of Keyshawn, I've been telling y'all I was ready. just give me an opportunity for me to show that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just it.
While Keyshawn Davis has been outspoken about his confidence in a potential fight with Tank Davis, Tank's trainer Kenny Ellis expressed a very different perspective, suggesting that the young fighter may be moving too quickly by calling out a two-division champion and dismissing the idea of a matchup at this stage, emphasizing that Keyshawn still needs more experience before taking on the top names in the lightweight division, and instead pointing to other high-level opponents he believes Keyshawn should face first, arguing that Tank's focus should remain on established stars rather than rising prospects.
Well, you never know in this sport, man. Like in terms of who getting a fight first, like who expected Frank Martin fighting Tank, you know, especially after the fact, you know, he didn't fight Shakur. So you really never know who will get the fight first. You know, I'm at a level where I am ready. So you know, whoever Tank will want to fight first, it's really up to that man. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of him and Shakur, if there was to fight, I think Shakur would win. Like I think Shakur got better skill, and of course he's just better defensively. But I'm always going with the better skill, the better defensive fighter. Tank's skill is phenomenal, but I just feel like he's offense first. I feel like he's offense first, or you know, I feel like Tank is the type of fighter where he'll either be offensive first, or he's very, 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 very patient, and then just try to catch you slipping. You know what I'm saying? And certain fighters, you know, it's just smart, you know. So I just think,